So we're sitting mid-table in the Premier League. Is that about where we should be with the group of players that we've got, or is it a massive underachievement? This is the Arsenal squad review. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to look at the current squad at the club, bearing in mind, of course, the transfer window is now shut. This is the players that we're left with until the end of this season at least. So it's a good time to maybe assess what's happened, where we are and where we feel we should be. Just before I get into that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you do like my content, you haven't got around to subscribing yet, or if you're new here and you like what I do, please click the button down in the corner there. It doesn't cost anything, it is totally free, and it just helps the channel to grow. That'd be much appreciated. If you give the video a like as well, if you do enjoy it, and also as well share the content around. If you've got any comments at all to make about the current Arsenal squad, whether you think we're underperforming, overperforming, or pretty much where you think you expected us to be, please drop the comments in the box below, as I do love to hear from you guys as well. So let's start with the goalkeepers then. Obviously, this loan signing of Matt Ryan from Brighton has filled a massive gap that we needed filling in terms of a second choice goalkeeper for Bernd Leno. I don't think any of us can have too many issues with Leno at all. I think his 2.5 years at Arsenal have been a success. I think he's proved to be a reliable, consistent goalkeeper. Yes, he's made the odd mistake, of course. What goalkeeper doesn't? But when you look through the Premier League, he's probably in the top 3 or 4, isn't he, in terms of consistency, the performances that he's produced. And of course, this season as well, he's up there letting in the least amount of goals behind Edison of Manchester City. So he's having a good season. So we can't have too many complaints. So I think the goalkeeping situation is fine. And I say now with Matt Ryan as number 2, that solves that problem as well. I think Matt Ryan is a really good Premier League goalkeeper again, showing real consistency. He's actually played 121 games for Brighton over the last 3 seasons, and now of course he's come in, played a decent performance at Aston Villa for us at the weekend as well. So I think the goalkeeping situation is fine. You look at our 2 goalkeepers, that's up there with 2 of the strongest in the Premier League now, so we haven't got any complaints about that. Of course, the young Alex Renarson hasn't exactly covered himself in glory, but now he's the 3rd choice. I think that's not going to really be an issue. How many 3rd choice goalkeepers ever play in the Premier League or in the top European competitions? Virtually none. Unless we had a serious injuries crisis with the other 2 goalkeepers, he's probably not going to play now. So I think the goalkeeping situation is fine, and I feel as though we've got goalkeepers there capable of taking us to the top 4. I know the defence for Arsenal's come into a lot of criticism over the years, hasn't it? We've conceded too many goals. I don't always necessarily think that was the defence's fault on its own. I feel as though the midfield in front offered very little protection. I think the shape of the team's better now, so that's one of the reasons why we've conceded so few goals this season. Look at the individual players themselves, and I feel as though we've got a decent defence now. I think the right back position, we've got 2 good players who can come and do a job there. Obviously, Hector Bellerin is the number 1 choice. Been at the club obviously a number of years. He's maybe struggled to recover from his serious injury that he had a year or so ago, but I do feel as though he's now coming back towards his best. I feel he's been playing pretty well lately, and he's certainly again one of the more consistent performers in this team, and probably one of the most consistent right backs in the Premier League. Of course, his backup is Cedric Soares, who has proved himself to be a more than capable fullback in the Premier League. He's covered at left back as well. He's played some good games at right back as well. And I feel we've got 2 right backs there who could take us again to the top 4. The left back is a problem there, isn't it? Of course, Kieran Tierney is one of the best left backs in the Premier League, one of the best in Europe actually, which is fantastic. But we don't have any cover for him now that we say Kolasinac has gone out on loan. He's probably not going to be here next season either. We didn't bring anybody in January, and as we've seen, when he's injured, we do have a little bit of a problem. Yes, Cedric Soares has come in and done okay, but as I say, he's a cover for the right back. We've got no real natural cover for left back position at all, and it is a problem, and that's one of our most urgent things that we need to sort out. We can't rely on Kieran Tierney playing every single game. It's not possible. possible. He's got a bad injury record as it is anyway. He's missed the last few games and we have missed him. So we do need cover for that area. And that's at this moment in time, I would say, one of our priorities. In terms of the centre-back positions, I feel as though we've got 4 good, capable, solid centre-backs. Any partnership from those 4 can do a good job. So we're looking at David Luiz, Rob Holding, Pablo Mari and Gabriel. All 4 of them have played well this season. I think they've all had decent, solid seasons, and I feel as though that's a good base to build on. I think the issue is going to be whether David Luiz extends his contract at the end of this season. If he doesn't and he leaves the club, then we're going to have a hole there to fill as well with a more experienced central defender, and that could be an area that we need to look at. I would be looking at someone in the Premier League. Lewis Dunk's been mentioned. Certainly somebody like that coming in would be a bonus. But again, I feel at this moment in time, we've got 4 decent centre-backs who can all come in and do a good job. There's not many clubs who've got that. I mean, you look at Liverpool, for example, the champions, they haven't got any centre-backs. They haven't to play midfielders there. So, you know, we've actually got 4 good centre-backs. So we're in a strong position again there. And again, that's an area you look at and you think, you know, that's strong enough surely to be challenging for the top 4. Midfielding, that to me is the biggest area of concern, isn't it? We've had problems there for quite a while now, and the reason why we're scoring so few goals is due to the midfield. I feel Thomas Partey's come in, and while he's a great player, he hasn't managed to find any consistency yet due to injuries. And when he doesn't play, we've got nobody like him in the squad. We've got El Neni. He's clearly not really good enough, is he, in that position? And Ceballos as well. I can't see why we would extend his loan for another season. I just don't feel as though he's what we need in that position. So that's definitely an area of concern, isn't it? And that's the real part of the team that's let us down. Granit Xhaka's done really well alongside Thomas Partey, but again, when he's partnered by some of the others, he doesn't look anywhere near as effective, does he? So this is the biggest area of concern for me. The favourite for me would have to be Yves Bissouma, again from Brighton. Seem to be getting all their team at the moment, but Yves Bissouma is one that would really improve that area of the pitch. Not only as cover for Thomas Partey, he could also play alongside him. Good partnership that would be there, but it would give us extra options as well. I do feel as though we possibly need another body in there as well who can come in and do a job. That's the one area that's really let us down this season. And I think if we're honest and we look at our league position, that's the reason why we're as far down the league as we are. I'm sure if we'd had an extra couple of bodies in there, extra bit of quality, I'm sure we'd have been a lot higher up the table by now and challenging for that top 6 and top 4. So yeah, that's the biggest area of concern for me. We've got young Aziz, of course, who's played in the Europa League. He's one for the future, but certainly going forward, I think in the summer, we definitely need at least 2 new arrivals in the centre midfield, a little bit of quality if we're going to build a squad that can really challenge again for the top 4. The forward areas then, I know we've not scored a lot of goals and it's easy to blame the forwards, but we have got a lot of quality, haven't we, in that final third of the pitch. Bukayo Saka, of course, had a fantastic season. What a superstar he's going to be. He's got to be in the running for Young Player of the Year this season, and he's just going to get better and better, isn't he? Absolutely fantastic. And his versatility as well means he can fill in 2 or 3 positions across the front line. Also, of course, he can cover at left back, but we do need him, don't we, further up the pitch. Emil Smith-Rowe as well has come into the number 10 position, done really well. That was an area that we were lacking severely earlier on in the season. Now, of course, we've got Martin Odegaard in on loan as well. Be interesting to see what happens at the end of this season. I think if we can't sign Odegaard on a full-term contract, then I think we need to look at someone to come in that position as well. I know the Norwich guy, Buendia, has been mentioned. That could be a possibility. Obviously, Premier League experience that he's had as well. That could be what we need to look at. But maybe Odegaard could be the answer. He looked very promising what I saw against Aston Villa. I know he's not really played much yet and he needs a few more games, but I can see a good prospect of him there, and I think him and Smith-Rowe, they're definitely players capable of getting us back in the top 4, I say, along with Bukayo Saka. Nicolas Pepe, of course, has divided opinion, hasn't he? Not just this season, but last season as well. He's had his moments, particularly lately. He's had some good performances recently. Is he the answer overall? I'm not sure, but he's still a young player. He can still improve. And we have actually got plenty of other players who can play on that left-hand side, of course. Aubameyang, not had the greatest season, but we know what he's capable of. Just signed his new contract, so we're going to have him in the squad for the next couple of years anyway. And of course, young Gabriel Martinelli, again, he's had a struggle this season, hasn't he, with injuries. But you'd imagine that though between those three there, we've got quality in the left-hand side. And again, those players there should be able to take us, again, challenging in for the top four. The centre-forward position has been a little bit of an issue. Lacazette, of course, has had a decent enough season. He is our top scorer, but he's only got 10 goals. He's not getting the sort of numbers that you need from your centre-forward if you're really going to become a serious team again. You know, we need him to be getting 25 or 30 goals in a season, and he's just not able to do that. That's not his game. So I do feel that's another area that we do need to look at strengthening. And again, it's maybe let us down a little bit this season. You know, we haven't scored enough goals, and yes, the midfield's been the main reason for that. But as well, I don't feel as though Lacazette gets himself into goal-scoring positions, and Aubameyang's of course had a poor season. So the two things combined haven't really helped. I'll say overall, we've got a lot of quality in those attacking areas of the pitch with Saka, with Smith Rowe, with Odegaard, with Martinelli, Aubameyang, and obviously Lacazette as well, and Pepe. So we have got a quality there, and that really is an attacking force that should again be pushing the team towards the top four. So why are we down in 10th place then? Why are we not higher up the league? You know, just going through them players there, we have got a decent squad of players. Yes, not all of them have performed to the best of their ability throughout the season. That's one of the reasons. But I say for me, the biggest issue is the midfield. I think we've lacked creativity, we've lacked variety, and when Thomas Partey's been injured, we've lacked that physical presence as well. So that to me is the biggest area. We should be. You look at the defensive side of our game. It's been good. You look at the attacking players that we've got. That's good. That's top four. That is there. Or certainly a team capable of challenging for the top four. It's in the midfield that's really let us down, and that's the biggest area of concern. So whatever we're going to spend this summer, it needs to be invested. The majority of it needs to be invested in the midfield area. I say a player to complement Thomas Partey and possibly replace him when he's not there, and also as well just another body in there as well, a little bit more quality, and give us different options in midfield, because that's where we've been really struggling. So overall, I do feel as though with the squad that we've got, we've underperformed. A lot of that's been to do with various other issues over the first half of the season. It has improved since Christmas, there's no doubt about that, but we're still a long way off where we should have been. And looking at the group of players that we've had this season and the group of players that we've got now, we should be in the top six. We should be challenging for those positions, and we should be on the brink of challenging for the top four. I feel as though we have underachieved. I'm not going to blame Mikel Arteta solely for that. I think he's made mistakes and he needs to take some of the responsibility. I think some of the players haven't played particularly well, let him down in a number of games. We look at how inconsistent this league has been. You look at the teams above us, you look at some of the squads that they've got. I think we have underachieved, and it is something that we can still hopefully put right. You know, we've still got 16 games left in the Premier League, and we really do need to get a lot of results in those games, don't we, to turn this around. But yeah, I feel as though we've underachieved. We need to do better, and then in the summer we need to buy a left back cover for Kieran Tierney. We need to definitely strengthen the midfield with at least two players, and we need to look at a centre forward as well. So that's my assessment of our squad and how we've been doing. I feel it's an underachievement. Let me know in the comments what you think, and what areas do you think we need to strengthen? Which particular players would you like to see come in to strengthen those areas? I don't think we're far off. Hopefully Arteta can get this rebuilding job carried on, and then next season we should be able to be in a much stronger position. I've got to be honest, if we do make these signings and next season we're still in a similar position in the league, then we know where the blame would lie. But I'm pretty confident if we do get certainly the midfield sorted out, I really do feel as though we can challenge again for the top four. I think maybe challenging for the title's a little bit off when you look at Man City, how strong they are. You look at the players that Man United have got in their squad as well, and Liverpool when they've got everybody fit. So we are still a long way off that. But we need to get ourselves back on the right track. Improving the midfield will do that. The rest of the squad looks okay to me, looks pretty decent. Stay tuned to the channel, because coming up this week, obviously we're looking ahead to the Leeds game at the weekend. So I'll be doing a full preview of that probably on Thursday, and then Friday night I'll do my live show, looking to get a Leeds fan on as well to look ahead to that game, of course, which is on Sunday. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for the support of the channel. If you haven't done so, as I say, please click on the subscribe button down in the corner there. It is free and it does help the channel, and please give the video a like as well and share the content around, and please drop your comments in the box with your thoughts about this video, about the squad, and anything else to do with Arsenal. And of course, in the meantime, as we look to get rid of this snow hopefully over the next couple of days, come on you Gunners!